great marijuana. That is the purpose of this meeting, ladies and gentlemen.
Marijuana is referred to as Mary Jane, pot, weed, or tea.
That Michoacan, that Acapulco gold, man. I even smoke that tight stick.
We're smoking reefer.
The realest thing smoking on the internet. The PodHeads Web Show.
Don't forget. Hey, look at that pretty guy there. Not as pretty as this guy. And this guy. Folks, welcome, ladies and gentlemen. It's 420 on another hashtag Weed Wednesday. And you and everybody else, you're here in the Cypher with the PodHeads. It's your Commander-in-Chief, Frank the Tank. And, of course, I'm hanging with my very best buds, JB Perez.
I love my face. I got a beautiful face here, yo. What's up? That's right.
Face only a mother can love.
I love my mom. My mama loves me. Yeah, he said it. Thanks to you. We love you. Facebook, Instagram, Twitch. We do this for you guys. We love the interaction. We love the love. So let's do this. Another episode.
Big Ace is in the Cypher again, of course.
Yes, right where I belong, everybody. How are you? What up, everybody?
Yeah.
Thanks for joining us again.
Absolutely.
Let's do it.
Absolutely. You heard it, guys. WJHM102jams.com. That's the radio station. Every hashtag Weed Wednesday, you can hear these episodes. If you want to hear them on demand, you can go to the station as well. Or better yet, just Google the PodHeads. Anywhere you get your podcast that we've got over 100 episodes of great, fun content covering all the big stories in the media that you know and love. In fact, if you want a good kind of update of all the funniest and craziest stories that's happened over the course of the year, to finish off the year, go back and listen. We've got probably 52 for this year alone.
Oh, sure. Absolutely.
We do at least once a week. So that being said, it's going to be another great one, folks. We're going to have a lot of fun with this one today. We're going to talk some interesting things, right? We've got, what do we got? We got Amazon tornado, right? Everybody knows about the tornadoes that hit Illinois and Kentucky, in the Midwest over the past weekend. We're going to talk about the Black Lives Matter protest versus the rioters and all of the the craziness involved in that. I'm losing my mind. I'm really distracted by Big A's right now. Can you pull that in a little bit? I've got him in my periphery like this with his phone, and it's all I can even think about right now. I get you. I'm not asking why, and I don't care. I understand. I'm just wondering if you could pull it a little bit out of my periphery. Anyway, it's distracting. We're doing a radio show here, WJHM102jams.com. Anywhere you get your podcast at PodHeads Web Show. It's going to be a good one. Let's just jump right into the weed wheel since I'm all screwed up anyway. Let's throw our weed wheel on and find out what we're smoking.
MacGyver. Oh, the pickle Rick, huh?
Oh, we got a weed. So it's a pipe kind of day, folks. If you don't know, we have our Weed Wheel of Destiny before every show, and we let fate decide. We let fate decide what we smoke because we're down for whatever. We're down to clown. This week we landed on pipes. So, of course, we've got a nice big old pipe here. It just so happens that this pipe is green. And I wanted to go with it because we're rocking a green screen, and it's a really trippy effect. Look at that. It's like,
I always say you should try to smoke. If you're a smoker, try it in all different forms. You might like it one form better than the other.
That's a good point.
I like it all the forms, so I let the weed of death decide for me. So.
The weed of death?
The weed of death.
That's a good job.
It's a real good job. I'm going to go ahead and hit this nice. This is a nice piece that Cash here has in a here in the not distribution, but God, I'm gonna go ahead. You go ahead and talk, JB. I'm gonna have to go and smoke. I'm a little flustered today. Yeah,
sir. It's been that long a day. Hashtag Weed Wednesdays. We're doing it how we do it. We love to smoke.
It's been a very long day. Very stressed out. Doing a lot. Doing the most, if you will. Doing the most. And
thank you, sir.
Gotta get some love going here. Anyway, folks, episode 117.
117.
Right, we getting hard here, man. Getting hard on the PodHeads Web Show. You guys want to just get right into it? Let's get into it. Hit our first clickbait. Let's do this. Clickbait. First clickbait. Guys, you already heard it. You know that there was a tornado hit the Midwest this past week and resulted in the deaths of over 70 people, I think, in the death toll overall. What you're looking at right here on the screen, though, is an Amazon facility. One of 3 buildings on the property. which you can see is completely destroyed, at least completely broken in half, due to this this terrible tornado, right?
Went right through it. I mean, look at it.
Yeah.
Cut it up right
because
in
of
the
this, right? Because of this, there were 6 deaths inside of this factory. 6 people died as a result of that tornado. 45 people were able to make it out. I think 1 person was actually injured. This was in Edwardsville, Illinois. And okay, that's the story, right? Everybody knows about it. But what's the real story here? Okay, the real story here is how or why they were still in the building when the tornado hit. Okay, there are multiple reports coming out today about managers telling their employees or threatening their employees with being fired, or at least like saying that they're not devoted to the company in one way, shape, or form if they had left to go home and be with their families during the riots. Here, Big Ace, hit that pipe, brother. That begs one to question, right? Wow. What is going on, right? So there's stories out. JB actually showed me a screenshot of some text messages where some employees were texting their family, like saying, hey, they're not letting us leave. I'm worried I'm going to get in trouble. I'm going to stay. Yep. And that's the last message.
And then they don't respond.
Hold on.
Yeah.
Where are you? Hello. What happened? Yeah, the text message say very strictly a worker from inside the building say they won't let us leave. Amazon won't let us leave, and that's very true. Now, when the tornado came through, the sirens were going off. You said people were actually able to leave, but certain of them actually stayed. They were told shelter here, shelter here, shelter here. So Amazon told them to stay here. Obviously, it killed a bunch of people.
Okay, but Amazon told them to stay there in shelter, or told them, no, you can't leave because you're working?
Well, jumping the gun a little bit on us, Cash, but yeah, you're good. But Bezos right here, you can see he's catching a little bit of hell. We don't know for sure exactly what was said by these Amazon managers, but ultimately the employees did not feel safe enough to leave. Basically, they did not feel like they'd have their jobs if they leave. They were told they were going to be fired. Yeah, I don't have that on paper in front of me, but there are multiple reports that are coming out saying that they feared for their jobs if they left.
Amazon is known for this. I mean, you take a piss break at the wrong time and you're going to get fired. So
Absolutely.
This is not a surprising thing.
Okay.
They actually told them you would get fired.
Okay, but at what point, I mean,
do you say, screw you in my
fuck
life?
You.
Sure.
You ain't going to kiss my ass.
I'm sure. You know what? Maybe at least one person did. I don't know. Okay, one person did. There you go. But 45 other people stayed, or over 50 people stayed. 6 unfortunately lost their lives. It's a terrible thing. We don't know. The other shoe hasn't dropped yet, but we're going to find out. I'm sure there's going to be some investigations. And if Amazon, and you said it, JB, Amazon is notorious for, we've heard reports about them, being very hard on their employees, not letting them take good breaks, not taking care of them, working them like sweatshops. So this is only kind of furthers that
sour taste.
That sentiment. Exactly.
Man, listen.
So it's pretty scary. Pull that image up again. Jeff Bezos is under fire though as a result of this, even though he wasn't directly involved. On the day after, I believe the night after this tragedy happened, this guy's posting about taking off to space. So while these people are getting blown away by tornadoes, this guy's rocketing into space with freaking Michael Strahan and his other homeboys.
Damn guy, look at this
So hold
smile. So he got up there. By the way, he got up to fly in space, that lucky bastard. But yeah, he was tweeting the day. He knew it happened. Jeff Bezos knew it happened the day of. So people are hating
That's what I was gonna
say. A little sensitive here, Bezos.
So he knew it happened. He didn't make a statement, didn't do nothing.
He posted about going into space. And being super psyched, and he got destroyed on Twitter. You saw the post.
That guy.
You saw the post. He got destroyed.
But you know what? You made an interesting point earlier to me about, well, isn't Jeff Bezos not the CEO of Amazon anymore? That's true.
He did.
That is true.
Relinquish.
As far as Amazon is concerned, Jeff Bezos doesn't represent them. But Jeff Bezos
don't run
Amazon.
them.
Okay, so there you go. Facts. He's still the head of the
board.
He's
still
the boss
of Amazon. No, insensitive is probably a very safe word.
Out of touch.
Super out of touch.
Right? You're
Rich
so psyched about
billionaire
this fact.
guy.
Number one, you probably should have pushed it a little bit. But even if you can't, I understand weather conditions. I understand money. But if you take off the space, fine. You get home, you don't celebrate. You don't throw a big ass party at your house. They got pictures of him having a lavish party at the house celebrating this stuff.
Especially not with especially without so much as a fucking statement.
Right, at least
reaching out to those families. You know what I mean?
At least acknowledge the situation. He did afterwards.
Yeah, exactly.
There's a tweet out right now where he says, "I'm so sorry, thoughts and prayers."
Yeah, because he got his ass chewed for not doing it.
Yeah, exactly. So I mean, love him or hate him, JB hates this guy. This helps JB kind of further his bloodlust for Jeff Bezos.
Bloodlust. I am going to murder this man.
Be careful.
Stop.
Bro. Careful.
Don't say that. Don't say
Jeff
Swap.
Bezos stuff. Yeah, definitely just another example of rich folks just being completely out of touch with reality. You know what I mean? You guys sitting in your castles, your ivory towers, and you just don't care about the rest of us.
Yeah, I mean, it almost makes you wonder: is it out of touch, or is it just not giving a shit?
I hope it would. I hope it's the former. To be quite honest with you, I hope it's ignorance. I hope it's ignorance and not just not giving a shit. I know that there's a lot of rich people out there that they're all about their bottom line and don't care about their employees. But situations like this, I mean, come on.
I do not believe Bezos' first thought and feelings was pain and sorrow and for these people.
How much did we lose?
Exactly, like JB said, they have a track record. Amazon has a track record of this, and not for nothing. Listen, this may be the unpopular opinion, but you have to lay some of the blame on the people. Dude, I'm sorry.
Why are you staying? Yeah.
If there is a tornado or some shit coming that can cost me my life, and my boss tells me, dude, if you leave, you're fired, fuck you and your job.
Yeah. I don't know anything about tornadoes, so I might not be inclined to be afraid of them, and I might stay, but that's my job. We all live paycheck to paycheck. If someone says you're fired if you don't do X, your first instinct might be to, let me slow down. Let me not get fired right this second. You know what I mean? So I relate in that respect. But get the fuck out. There's a tornado coming.
Yeah. You're talking about something that could possibly cost you your life.
Yeah. Why isn't there a place? Was there a place, shelter in place? I understand, but isn't there a bunker? Isn't there a place downstairs with ceramic bolt? You understand? What happened, Amazon? This is a bad look.
And like who told them that those buildings that are made out of sheet metal and we're safe, we're like tornado, proof.
Look where you're
Are you freaking kidding me? Yeah. Like, give me a break. Listen, we got to get to break, guys. When we come back, we're going to talk about which major United States university is paying people to smoke weed.
Whoa!
So stay tuned. We're going to be right back.
I'm going back to school.
You're inside with the pod.
The Tibia Show would like to thank Boggy Creek Airboat Adventures for being one of our sponsors. I got to go on an airboat and saw a real gator. I even got to go to the gem mine and mine for some gems. We ate a steak dinner at the restaurant and even got some gator bites. If you want to have a blast with the entire family, I suggest you go to www.bcairboats.com right now. Get your tickets today. The website again is bcairboats.com. Oak Ridge Gun Range is a family-oriented shooting range that has been in business for over 30 years. They specialize in basic firearm training and offer numerous services such as consignments, gun trades, gunsmithing, and concealed weapon classes. I even got my training for gun safety at Oak Ridge Gun Range. Great customer service, and firearm safety is what they do best. So find out more at oakridgegunrange.com. Mid-State Fire has been providing top-quality fire equipment services for 3 generations to the Central Florida area. Don't wait for an emergency to repair. Call Mid-State Fire today at 407-246-8855. Get your fire extinguishers and emergency lighting for both your home and businesses by visiting www.midstatefire.com. That number again is 407-246-8855.
The Tiberia Show would like to thank one of their dedicated sponsors, Custom Designs Orlando. These guys are on Mills Avenue and do all sorts of stuff, ranging from photo ID badges, engraved signs, custom braille ADA signs, vinyl lettering to trophies and awards. The cool part about Custom Designs is they can ship products all over the United States. You can reach them at 407-898-0373 and tell them that
Tiberius
sent you.
Yo, you're back in the Cypher with the PodHeads. We appreciate you guys listening. If you're listening on WJHM 102 Jams, that's the station. You're listening to essentially the podcast version, right? The episode every Wednesday that we have on the on the station. If you're watching us on Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, or anything like that, we appreciate you. You might be watching this live or afterwards, but we really, really appreciate you. The comments, the love, we're getting more and more every week, and we love it. Let us know what you guys think. Anyway, I had a quick question for you guys, because I wanted to talk about, we're putting your comments on screen too, so don't be scared. Let us know how you feel.
Engage.
We'll share it with the rest of the community.
We love the engagement.
Yeah, we're going to find out ways to get you involved in some of the other segments too. But I want to ask you guys a question before we get into the next segment, because I feel particular. I want to know if I'm old-fashioned or not. Would you guys prefer, to get a mention on your Facebook page for your birthday, like a happy birthday comment on your Facebook page, or like a text or phone call from which is better, which is more personal? You know?
Text or phone call is more personal.
Yeah.
So you would say that if you text someone or call them on their birthday, it shows you care a lot more than posting.
I mean, there's something on Facebook that may be somebody you don't even know is their damn birthday until you get the thing on Facebook that says, "Hey, so and so's birthday."
So is that really real? Did
You know what I
actually
mean?
remember?
So it's not like
about
you know what I mean when your brother's birthday and you call him and you're the first one to call him in the morning.
Yeah.
It's different, you know.
It is different. It's a little
You know,
selfish.
I had,
There's a little bit selfish.
I mean, I like the love on
Selfish
Facebook. It's cool,
stuff.
but
Facebook.
Yeah, screw that. Don't say nothing to me on Facebook, especially it's not necessary. You know, I had a
but you better call me.
conversation.
You better not. I better not get it on Facebook.
Of course
from you.
not. So I had a conversation with the wife or the fiance about this. You know, we were hanging out with some friends the night before his birthday, but we hung out till well after midnight. So on his birthday. Well, then she was like, "Did you call? Did you call him, or did you post something on Facebook for his birthday?" I'm like, "No, I just saw him. I said it. I'm sure I was pretty drunk, but I'm pretty sure I said it."
I didn't need to Facebook.
He knows I'm there. I love him.
Another man.
Phone call, text,
Phone call,
you see?
text,
Thank
yeah.
you. Yeah. So I think that's
Text or phone call.
okay. Hey,
Tony,
the kids out there.
Tony.
Look at that. So
It's more personal, but means more.
yeah, I just feel like certain people, like I've texted people, got no replies, but then I feel like some people, I have felt resentment because I did not put something on Facebook, because I did not show that public.
That public attention, that public love. Yeah. It's better for them to get your happy birthday on Facebook so other people can see it, and then they get that as well. It's a selfish thing.
Okay,
It really
okay.
is. Facebook.
I'll take it. I'm just curious. I was just curious. So I'm okay then for still fighting against the whole Facebook and all that. All right, yeah. I feel like an old bastard sometimes. But anyway, let's hit this another clickbait. Let's get into this next story. There you go. You hear the clickbait. All right. Freaking University of Colorado Boulder. Look at that. There's a postcard.
Boulder, Colorado,
From Boulder.
Hey-o.
Right? I love it. Yeah. Researchers at University of Colorado Boulder are recruiting people who like to run while stoned, folks. Okay.
Oh, okay.
This is for a study. You can get up to $100 if you participate in this 3-part study. You have to be a member of the Boulder community, by the way. You have to be a citizen. So slow down, everybody. Slow down, potheads. JB is about to go running to Colorado right now.
We're about to move to Colorado.
But basically, the study. Say what? Oh, this goes here, my bad. You pass it to me. Throw it to him.
Yeah.
There we go. We're just tossing the blunt to Cash here in the background. I can't talk tonight. I don't know what's going on. Anyway, so there's evidence that suggests that cannabis can make workouts more fun and easier to complete. All right. So this study is basically aimed at figuring out whether that
finding the science, doing a study, doing the research. I dig it.
Yep. So basically, they're looking to recruit people between the ages of 21 and 40, men and women between 21 and 50 who smoke regularly. Okay. And basically you can sign up by their website. Maybe we'll put in the description or comment, something like that. But basically they're working this off of a 2020 meta-analysis, which found cannabis users tend to work out more than their cannabis-free counterparts. I don't know about you guys, but I work out. I love to get in the gym. I smoke before the gym. So I think there's a lot more people like
that's a statistic you'll never hear in any mainstream, is that cannabis users work out more than non-cannabis users. Yeah, that's a big headline for us.
I mean,
hey, that's a win. Yeah, we're not lazy. That helps tear down the stereotype. Mm-hmm. Exactly. Yeah. Yeah.
Some of us are.
Like I said, 2 out of 3 ain't so
Yeah.
bad.
So, like some anecdotal research and some reports do suggest that that cannabis like actually improves your workout, like helps brain receptors so you can focus more, get out of your head, breathe, opens your lungs up, stuff like that. But essentially, what this is going to be is a 3-part test, right? Not the test, but 3-part research study where stoners are going to have to come to the facility, run on treadmills while high. Because cannabis is not federally legal yet, they cannot smoke on campus. So they're going to have to basically, they're going to have to, they have like these like mobile clinics. So they're going to literally go, so that it's got to be controlled. They all got to smoke the same stuff, right? So they're going to go to the studies' houses so they can get baked. Then drive them to the facilities, let them do their workouts, and then take them back. And then they're going to study before, during, and after effects. There'll be a placebo, there'll be a control, all that good stuff. But we're going to find out, at least have some kind of empirical evidence, some data that says whether cannabis helps.
Yeah, absolutely.
Have you ever tried smoking before workout? Have you ever tried working out big Ace?
I do everything big.
What'd you think?
I do everything big. As far as the focusing part, Bud helps me focus on just about anything. Don't get me wrong. Sometimes I have my moments where I fucking lose it.
Yeah.
But it does help me focus.
Sure.
It kind of like it calms me down. It helps me relax and pay attention to if I'm trying to do something specific. So I get it.
Let's be honest. Do you like working out or you hate the gym?
No, I don't hate the gym.
Yeah.
It's for me.
Is it for you a matter of getting there as opposed to
it's a matter of finding the time, because my work, I put in so many hours.
Yeah.
It's hard to find time to get out there. And then by the time you get out of work at 9, 10 o'clock at night after working 11, 12 hours, you just want to go home and relax.
No, I hear you on that. Yeah, I understand that completely. Yeah, for Bud, for me, I feel like if I smoke before my workouts, I'll sit in my car before, like outside of the gym, hit a bowl or two, and then go. Yeah, and I feel great. And it's something to be said because I don't like to be like totally ripped, you know what I mean? But I know they can smell me. When I walk
you don't want to be big.
No. But I know they know I'm big. So, but yeah, I think it's something about that. I get a focus. Things slow down a little bit, right? Yeah.
I would not be surprised if there is already a gym where you could smoke. I love this picture. Where it is, we need to find it, by the way.
Yeah.
But to answer this question or this topic in 2 ways. I love data. I love science. I love the reports, especially when it comes to cannabis, because that's how you get everybody else on board. You don't need to tell me to smoke more weed. Trust me, I'm there. You need the people who are on the fence or never tried it, who are scared because, we're lazy, right? We're lazy. Well, what happened to that headline? We work out more than not people.
Don't knock it till you try it.
Don't knock it till you try it. But I love data. And 2, from experience, for me, it's the body thing. I can go longer. I can go harder. But it's true. It is true. You hit that wall later, or the burn isn't as burny until later. Like, you know what I mean? It's that you are able to go longer when you work out high, at least from my experience. So there you have that.
Yeah, I think you tend to get distracted. For me, I can do just about anything if I'm distracted long enough. Just about anything. I can drive halfway across the United States if I got a good Netflix show I can binge on. Not that I'm saying you should watch and drive, but you get it.
I know
what
you
mean. Know what I mean? So if I'm working out, if there's a football game on, I'll go. I'll watch the game while I'm working out. If there's some good music on, but if
you lose track of the workout, you're just going because you're vibing to the music or whatever.
And it's easier to do that when you're baked as opposed to when you have all these different
100%.
thoughts coming into your head and all these different things you're focused on when you're straight.
The only thing I'm worried about personally is that they're going to use this data, if it does prove that it is easier, to ban cannabis from sports because it's going to be a deemed a performance enhancing drug.
What? That's a good point, Cash. That's a very good. Checking in from our producer here, Cash. She said I've never smoked anything too. We got some people checking in. Yeah. You should. Well, look, we're not saying that anybody needs to do anything or not, but if you do try, let us know.
I'm saying you need to try.
The PodHeads did not say do anything before we get FBI busting in here. Anyway, but that's interesting, Cash, that you brought it up. That's a very good point. about performance enhancing. Many of these researchers and doctors who were interviewed during this study have all said they don't believe it has any performance enhancing substance, in it. Side effects. Thank you. Sha'Carri Richardson, we just talked about the medalist, not a medalist anymore, Olympian. But the Olympian who was kicked out of the Olympics because she tested positive for cannabis. Most people think it has the opposite effect. But I believe that if there's no numbers, if there's no increase in anything biological that gives you an advantage for sports, then it should automatically, this test should help. And because this is one test, I'm sure it's not going to be the end all be all, but tests like these should help at least draw a line. Like, come on, dude. Somebody make a damn decision. It either helps or it doesn't. And if it doesn't, clear all the damn sports from testing from cannabis.
I think that laws, I think that rules should have something behind it, backing empirical data, science, I don't know, whatever. It shouldn't just be, right? If marijuana is illegal in sports, why? I need the data. If we're talking about performance enhancing, I need to see the data. And you said that there's no studies like this. It's still illegal federally.
Just
so
leave.
The study can't take off like that. But this is the precedent. Right? This is the first step. Somebody's got to do it. No surprises.
Let's just
Colorado, right?
Let's just leave.
Big ups to them. Bro.
Leave Sha'Carri Richardson out of the conversation. Because after she stopped smoking weed, she got her ass whooped by the Jamaican girls. I'm not saying they smoking that shit, but
okay, but
wink.
We are talking about going a little longer, going a little harder, right? Cannabis maybe making that inflammation one stride less, right? You know what I mean? I'm obviously broad stroking this, but there could be science to this, and hopefully this study shows it. And I love the science when it comes to cannabis because I truly believe that it's a medicine for us. Our bodies were made to take this shit in, man. Cannabinoids. We have those receptors in our body. Here's another way that it can help us.
Sure, 100%.
Yep.
Yeah, I agree. So. I agree 100%. Let's go ahead and move forward, though. I think we got to cover this one good. Let's hit our next clickbait because we're up against it. We got court.
I think we got a
court session soon.
Yeah.
I mean, we got
28
minutes. Damn, we got to go. All right, so we're going to have to cover our next clickbait when we come back from break and then get into court because, gentlemen, we got a serious matter to cover today. But we're going to talk about Jenna Ryan. This is the North Texas woman who took a private jet to the D.C. Capitol riots and what she's doing to prep for time in jail. We'll be right back here in a second with the PodHeads.
Oh, yeah.
See David Smith Law.com.
You can call him at 407-801-2667.
Wait, you are not Chuck.
My dad can help when people get hurt. He loves to help people.
If you are ever injured at work or in a car accident, you should call my friend Chuck.
You can call him at 407-801-2667.
That website again is cwsmithlaw.com.
Offices, Orlando.
Does it actually have that much W's?
Over 40 years, Lighthouse Central Florida has provided education, independent life skills, and job training to thousands of Central Floridians who live with blindness or any degree of vision loss. Whether it's picking out clothes in the morning or just moving around your community and serving Orange, Seminole, and Osceola counties. Contact Lighthouse Central Florida at 407-898-2483 or visit them online at lighthousecfl.org. Aw, Dad, my computer's slow again and I can't play my games.
Call Your Computer Solutions today and we will scan for viruses and clean that computer up remotely and make it fast again. Our phone number is 407-826-0810.
Thanks, Dad. My computer's fast again. Now I can do my homework. Thanks for calling Your Computer Solutions at 407-826-0810. Oak Ridge Gun Range is a family-oriented shooting range that has been in business for over 30 years. They specialize in basic firearm training and offer numerous services such as consignments, gun trades, gunsmithing, and concealed weapon classes. I even got my training for gun safety at Oak Ridge Gun Range. Great customer service, and firearm safety is what they do best. So find out more at oakridgegunrange.com.
All right, you're back in the side with the PodHeads. We're having a great time here. Got my buds here flanking me. JB Perez, Big Ace. We're here in goddamn Division Studios doing our thing. I'm a little baked. I don't know. I'm a little off today. I don't know what it is, but we're hanging in there. We're hanging in there. Shout out to everybody on Facebook, Instagram,
Sure, what's up?
Commenting, liking, all that good stuff. We appreciate you guys. Anyway, Jenna Ryan. Okay, we're talking about her. Let's go over this. Do you want to do report? Let's report first. What do you think? She relates into our main subject. Say what? All right, you already hit clickbait, so we're talking about Jenna Ryan. This is a North Texas real estate agent, okay?
Oh, that bitch.
Look, it just got white privilege written all over her.
Oozing from her pores.
But anyway, she's a North Texas real estate agent who took a private plane to participate in the U.S. Capitol riots that protested
Private plane.
the Trump's losing of the election, basically. You know the story. Okay. Well, long story short, like her and many, many other freaking people that were found after and arrested, she was booked and sentenced to, I think, 2 months in a prison in jail, in a federal prison in jail, in a federal prison in Texas, which is kind of BS the time, right? But she was booked 2 months in prison. But I think the funny thing is that she has endeavored to prep for this trip to prison in a very familiar fashion. Hey, look at that.
Get hard.
You
gotta get ready.
Yeah.
That's funny.
You ever see the movie? Right? Will Ferrell, Kevin Hart. The guy gets his like a corporate, launderer or something like that. Or he gets framed actually, but yeah, he gets sent to prison. So he hires Kevin Hart to prep him for jail. Well, that's basically what she's done. She has hired prison consultants.
Lil Ace took a break.
Hey, appreciate you, Lil Ace. So she has basically hired prison consultants to prep her for jail. Like
prison consultants. That's a thing.
That's what I'm saying.
Has toured jails. Prison consultants, has read books. I mean, she is getting ready to go.
What a white privilege is just overflowing. Like you get to tour the jail, see what it's gonna be like, get yourself ready. And you get to decide when you're gonna go turn yourself in. Hell, when we get sentenced, they take us right then and there.
Yeah.
I'm trying to be. I'm trying not to be a super hater because this is actually pretty funny.
It's hilarious.
I understand for somebody who's never been to jail, never been to prison, right? Federal prison, you're going to be around other real criminals. I understand being scared. No,
federal minimum security prison.
She's gonna be around money launderers.
That takes it. That brings the whole notch a whole way down.
Earl
Maybe she's scared, right? Maybe she's scared.
She's getting hard. Bro, she's learning the lingo. She's learning the lingo, talking about learning about things like shivs.
Wow.
And
shut the fuck
up. Bro. Yeah.
She's gonna get shivs on
learning how to bite tits.
Minimum federal prison. Unlikely.
Yeah, bro. No, this is a federal minimum security prison. So more than likely, she's gonna be with relatively pleasant people. With other women like herself.
Money launderers, check bouncers.
Exactly. Yeah. She's not going to be worried about getting shivved in the shower. But she's getting ready. Maybe she could take over if she gets prepped enough.
Okay.
Who
There's
knows?
the movie there.
She's really trying to harden
what if this Orange is the New Black, right? Goes in for a year and ends up spending 10 years because she's the one who shivved.
Yeah.
She learned all these tricks. You know what? I'm going to say I get it. I'm not about that life. I would be afraid to go to any jail, minimum or maximum. I probably wouldn't even have the money to ask.
Yeah, she took a private jet. She took a private jet to the Capitol riots, bro. No, I mean, I'm sure she didn't pay, but she's, you know what I'm saying? She ain't broke. That's for sure.
No, she's not getting broke.
You got money for prison consultants.
Exactly. Like, but my thing, what burns my
who does that? Motherfucker Jones?
People with money.
Who's the guy that does?
Who
do you find, right?
Fucking
there's no motherfucker Jones sitting around in a bar.
Who do you find to do? That's exactly the real question. Who's your consultant? Is it somebody?
Nigga, the guy. You didn't see the movies. The guy that washed her car. Yeah, that guy.
Yeah.
No, but what kills me is like it's money, right? It's all about the money. But like, yo, they legit allowed her the time and the luxury to just
like December. I think
get your affairs in order, get everything together.
January. I think
when
like
it's
January
convenient
4th.
for you. Is January 4th okay?
I could be wrong.
Come check yourself in.
I'm sorry if I got that wrong. Don't assassinate me on social media, but I feel like I read somewhere where it said January 4th is when she had a report. I have never, in my community of people, in this shade of skin or darker, have ever heard about people having to report, getting time to report to prison.
No,
but this is very common amongst affluent people. Yeah, like, oh, go ahead, go home. You know what? Do Christmas, have a happy new year, and then report to jail.
Come on in for 2 months for creating an insurrection and trying to take over our country.
You know what I think is funny? Pull up that first picture of her, the DC rioter one. Look, she's rocking the peace sign. Yeah. What are you doing next to a broken window? That's a peace sign, bro. You know what that means? Like, anyway, look, let's get into, we got to do the video because we're done with this. We got to do the PodHeads Court of Public Opinion. We're going to get right into this, folks. We got another case that I think is very interesting. It's actually pretty trending. Mm-hmm. So we'll have it up right now here. God damn it. Order! Trying to get in a costume for Pete's sake.
Just in time.
The shit we do for entertainment.
Just in time.
Judge Frank the Tank is in this bitch with my baby arm, with my strong hand. All right. Anyway, court's in session, folks. We are here on another edition of the PodHeads Court of Public Opinion here to judge people because we know best.
We know what we're talking
We know
about.
best.
Of course.
We're here to judge people. So, of course, I've got my exactly. Thanks. You've been there. We've all been there, Lil Ace. We all been there, Lil Ace. I gotta fix the judge's wig here too. I can't seem to get it right. Okay, here we go. So we have an interesting case here, folks. We have an interesting case. I'm not sure if I have. I don't even think I think I missed it in the prep. But oh no, there it is. Okay, we have an interesting and a kind of a touching case, and we'll pull up the picture here in a minute. But it's about an Arkansas restaurant called the Tap and Oven and Tap. Excuse me. An Arkansas restaurant called Oven and Tap. Okay, and so a group of real estate investors comes into this restaurant. This is going viral all over the place, right? You could just Google this thing, Oven and Tap. I can't remember the name. I think Whale, something like that. Anyway, this group of investors, they come into this restaurant and decide they want to do something special for this lady, okay? So let me give you the facts of this case. There was a tip involved. This group of realtors does something every holiday. They get together, they have dinner at a restaurant, and everyone tips. They call it their 100 dining club. And everyone on this dining club tips $100 at dinner. Okay. So they call the restaurant up. Now, folks, you got to pay attention to the facts because this is very important. We're going to have our folks litigate here, but the company, the real estate agent, calls this restaurant and tells the manager, listen, I want to come here and donate some money. I'm going to do a big tip to one of your waitresses. Okay. So the manager says, why not? Go ahead, come on and do your thing. These guys, they have their meal. They do their thing. They start posting on social media about how they're about to give this girl this huge tip, right? Well, what happens? This starts catching on. Next thing you know, they amass within the time they're sitting there for dinner, a $4,400 tip for this young lady and the servers that were helping her. One of them, I believe, went home early because he wasn't feeling well. Anyway, long story short, this girl's heart is blown. She's touched. She's crying. She's hugging. I mean, these people, at least for the time being, her life has been changed. Right before the holidays, these people come with a $4,400 cash tip for this young lady. And what happens next? Well, the manager of the restaurant says, listen, in all fairness, I've got to take this large tip. I'm going to give you 20% of this tip, but the rest of it, we're going to divide amongst the wait staff. And of course, this upset her. She was not very happy about it. In fact, the real estate agents who were going to give her the tip were like, no. I I want to give this tip to them specifically. This isn't for everyone. I'm not going to do this if you're not going to allow her to have it. Well, the manager says, well, sorry. If it's not for everybody, you can't do it. What happens? Well, the freaking real estate agents take the girl outside. They give her the tip. As soon as she walks in, she's promptly fired. So she walks away with $4,400, but she's fired for not sharing the tip with the rest of the staff. In this particular case, we are judging this restaurant, tap and oven and tap, whatever they're called, to decide, are they douchebags? Are they good people? Is this fair? Is it not? JB, to my right here, he's going to be defending the young lady, defending the waitress who deserves to get the tip. And Big Ace, I can tell by Cash's reaction. By Cash's reaction.
No, I got the facts.
So Big Ace right here. He's going to be defending the restaurant. Okay. So if there's any facts that we got off, they're going to be revealed in the case. And whoever wants to open arguments, I go ahead and
can start.
Bring it.
Okay. Clearly, I will defend and defend. I shall.
Unsuccessfully.
This young lady needs to be defended. All right. If you're not going to work for the little man, then who are we working for? The man? Screw the man. Screw the man. We need to work for the little people. Very, 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 very simple. Okay. A tip is from a customer to a waiter. Like when everybody goes to a restaurant, they're waited on 1, 2, and in this case, maybe a multiple set of people. Okay. You like that experience. They took care of you. Your tip is for them. Okay. I fully expect as a patron for that tip to go to them. Okay. That's number one. Okay. Number two, I believe one fact that was not stated, and I have it right here in front of me, is that they never split tips before this day. The restaurant never pooled and split tips before this day. So why now? Why now? Because of the number? Why does the number matter? It could have been $40.
According to your client.
Let him. Hold on. You gotta let him finish his argument now.
Okay. There's no reason to believe our client is lying. They've never pooled before. There's no reason for her to say that they didn't when they did or whatnot. So again, I think it's very simple. The patrons wanted this tip to go to this particular group of people, and that's what needs to happen. It's their money. It goes wherever. For her to be fired is egregious. That's a whole nother case that I would love to defend and prosecute because there might be a lawsuit in there.
You done?
There might be a lawsuit in there, but I'll be done.
Okay. All right. Well,
egregious.
Well said. Big Ace.
Oh, Jesus. All right. Well, first of all, the facts were she wasn't fired on the spot. The facts of the case are that number one, she wasn't fired on the spot. They're a little skewed. I don't know what the source was.
I'm not sure if I said on the spot. But
okay.
Promptly, but
So what had happened was, so they gave a tip. The boss said, "Oh, that needs to be split up amongst everyone." She was going to end up with about 20%. That is correct. Then she went back, or whatever. When the people found out about it, they went up and said, "We want our tip back. We want the tip back because that's not how we intended it." They went outside. They contacted her because she was gone. They gave her $2,200. They gave $2,200 to the other person that helped them. Okay.
But still did not share with the restaurant.
Correct.
Okay.
Correct. Now, the manager did say that there is a long-standing policy for tip sharing. JB, I don't know how familiar you are with the restaurant business, but everybody I've ever known that worked in a restaurant has told me about tip sharing.
I'm a lawyer. I don't know anything about restaurants. But
your job is to know about your client's job.
Told me
shut up. You had your turn. You had your turn. So the only person here that's saying they've never split it here is your client. But the company has a long-standing policy. And the company also made a statement that said she was not fired because of that. She was fired 3 days later or several days later for something else. The other employee who got to keep the other $2,200 still has his job.
Still employed.
So we don't know why she was fired. The fact is speculation. It could have been any number of things. The other employee got to keep their money and got to keep their job. So obviously there was something else going on with her to where she got fired. And they said it was completely unrelated. So unless you can prove unequivocally beyond the shadow of a doubt, she was fired because of that tip. Unequivocally?
Spell unequivocally.
UNEQ.
I was just kidding, man.
Yeah.
Okay.
Not in spelling, brother. But anyway, so again, like I said, unless you can prove that she was fired because of the tip, if the tip don't fit, you must have quit.
This motherfucker right here. Listen, guys, I just have to go over some things real quick. From what I heard was from the story that I went through, the source that I have seen anyways, is that she got fired because she complained on social media about the whole thing's happening, basically. And that was why she got fired.
Okay, where's my freedom of speech here?
Whistleblower?
But
thank you.
I also,
freedom of speech don't
I
apply to
also
private
never heard
company.
that they actually never gave the. I heard that they gave the money to the manager, and they did split it between everybody, and that they all went home. And then she complained about it, and then after she complained about it, she got fired. But the whole purpose is to negate your entire argument, basically.
You're not part of the fucking argument.
Sorry.
We cannot take
No,
the argument.
we're not calling it.
We've got only two.
No.
They called the restaurant though to ask if they did tip splitting, and they said no. So that is the proof right in and of itself that they did have no policy about splitting tips.
So obviously
That's not what the report said.
Obviously, folks, there's multiple reports. Yeah. Yes. Apparently, there's multiple stories coming from multiple outlets here. Right. This is a very murky waters. We've said it. This is the craziness that is this case. I believe this is why this case is trending right now all over social media.
It was a 44-person table. You mean to tell me 44 people that girl did all that shit by herself to deserve that whole tip? She 100% had help.
Okay, well, they split it.
Everybody should have got a little bit of that.
The group. It's about the whole restaurant. 2 waiters and her, right? That's what I'm talking about.
So you're telling me two. So you're telling me 2 waiters handed on 44 people. You've worked in a restaurant. How possible is that? To get a high level of service.
I think we're up against it, so I think I'm ready to make my ruling.
Egregious.
I think I'm ready to make my ruling.
Unequivocally egregious.
Unequivocally.
Oh boy.
Okay, gentlemen, here's what I think about it. Personally, okay. From what I know personally as a judge, and from my experience, I did work at a restaurant once in my life. And so my extensive experience for working in one restaurant for just under a year, I do not remember ever splitting large table tips with anyone other than anyone who helped me. But I do remember hearing a policy, not directly out of my check, but of the hosts getting a portion, something like that. Hosts, bartenders, things like that. I know it's not uncommon. I cannot speak for every restaurant, but I know it is not uncommon for some restaurants to split tips in one way, shape, or form. This young lady, there's no way she handled a 44-person table by herself. There's no way 2 people handled a 44-person table by themselves. That would imply that one person could handle 22 people by themselves. No, I believe that something like this had to be a team effort. And if maybe 2 people took orders, okay, but there's no way that these 2 girls handed every single drink out, handed every single plate out. Something like this is exactly. So just because that's a good point against you, unfortunately, but this, the kitchen staff has to go into turbo mode. You know how hard it is to get 44 plates out all at the same time? Yes. Sure, it's not easy. So I believe that this is a family effort, a group effort by everyone involved. I do feel bad for the young lady. I do feel bad for her. She was crying. Unfortunately, she was gassed up. And that's the thing. We feel bad. I do. She's crying. She's hugging him, but she got gassed up by unrealistic expectations. This real estate agent, he should have freaking minded his own business. You want to make the tip, give the tip to the manager. I mean, how's the manager decide who gets to wait that table in the first place. So there might have been some favoritism there. That being said, I do believe that she had been a target on her back ever since this drama. They did not sit well with how she handled it. And I believe that they were waiting for a reason why to fire her, which is just basically any mistake, which is why the other one did it. And she gave him a reason to. That being said, this argument is not about whether she deserved to get fired or not over what she did. This argument is over whether she deserved to get fired or not over the tip situation. Well, new evidence shows that she apparently wasn't fired over the tip situation. And even though I feel bad, and even though I feel she was targeted, I feel compelled to have a moral obligation to just say, hey, you know what? Everybody's got to eat, right? I'm a Democrat. I'm not a Democrat, but I'm for everyone. I'm a socialist, apparently. Anyway, guys, I'm going to rule in favor of the defense of the restaurant here. Big Ace here. I'm sorry. I know this felt like a layup for JB.
He thought it was a layup, but he forgot who he was up against.
But I just, everyone feels bad for her. I have to be the contrarian in this particular case because I feel there's no way she could have done this all on her own. And to assume that she should get all the money and screw everyone else is just downright selfish. So I've made my ruling.
She ain't needy, she greedy.
That's it,
JB,
guys.
if it helps you feel any better, the entire town has boycotted the store, and they're doing riots outside of the store, and they're not fucking going anymore. So
we'll see how long that lasts.
The story is the facts are so weird because they're just so weird. We gotta go to break. Look at the time.
Yeah.
We love you guys. Thank you to our judge, People's Court. Let us know what you guys want us to talk about next time. With the PodHeads. We'll be right back, y'all.
The Tiberius Show would like to thank Boggy Creek Airboat Adventures for being one of our sponsors. I got to go on an airboat and saw a real gator. I even got to go to the gem mine and mine for some gems. We ate a steak dinner at the restaurant and even got some gator rights. If you want to have a blast with the entire family, I suggest you go to www.bcairboats.com right now. Get your tickets today. The website again is bcairboats.com. Mid-State Fire has been providing top-quality fire equipment services for 3 generations to the Central Florida area. Don't wait for an emergency to repair. Call Mid-State Fire today at 407-246-8855. Get your fire extinguishers and emergency lighting for both your home and businesses by visiting www.midstatefire.com. That number again is 407-246-8855. Over 40 years, Lighthouse Central Florida has provided education, independent life skills, and job training to thousands of Central Floridians who live with blindness or any degree of vision loss. Whether it's picking out clothes in the morning or just moving around your community and serving Orange, Seminole, and Osceola counties, contact Lighthouse Central Florida at 407-898-2483 or visit them online at lighthousecfl.org.
The Tiberius Show would like to thank one of their dedicated sponsors, Custom Designs Orlando. These guys are on Mills Avenue and do all sorts of stuff, ranging from photo ID badges, engraved signs, custom braille ADA signs, vinyl lettering to trophies and awards. The cool part about Custom Designs is they can ship products all over the United States. You can reach them at 407-898-0373 and tell them that
Tiberius
sent you.
You want to come in? Because I don't have, there's a.
All right, you're back in the side with the PodHeads. Look at my hat. It's green.
You don't have a hat.
Let me switch it. Let me do that. Show my busted ass hairline.
Black magic.
Anyway, so guys, look, we're back in the cipher doing our thing. It's a crazy one today. A little off, but we're doing our thing like normal. WJHM102jams.com. Time's going to be a little off. If you're listening to this on WJHM102jams.com and you get cut off, don't worry about it. Catch us on everywhere else you get your podcast. Literally at iTunes, or not iTunes, but Apple Podcasts, iHeartRadio, all that stuff. We're all over that. Anyway, so that being said, we're moving on to the main story. It kind of ties into this whole Capitol riots thing, right? If the name Mark Meadows is sounding familiar to you, it's because he's the latest freaking Trump associate to be in hot water for. Yeah, he was Trump's chief of staff, right? And Chief Trump Trump's chief of staff. Trump's chief of staff. I tell you, I can't talk today. Trump's chief of staff. Oh, geez, I know, right? So, he's in hot water because he apparently leaked or at least submitted some evidence. And please, correct me if I'm wrong here, based on Trump's response. Him knowing about how serious this Capitol riot thing was going, and all of these important people, including his son, you see Hannity, freaking Laura Ingraham, and his own son, reaching out to Mark Meadows, right? So that he can try and calm things down because they believe that shit is getting real or is going to get real at the Capitol, right?
It was real. It was real, and they were tweeting as it was happening. That's what I'm saying. You have to.
And they couldn't reach him. They couldn't reach him. I mean, you're at the point where you're his son.
Yeah.
Donald Trump, his son, can't reach his own father. That's got to reach out to his aides, to to his chief of staff, like crazy.
Yeah. And you know what? For one point, it was all these are all his Fox buddies. These are all the Fox anchors.
There's people like his homies that are like, dude, bro,
what are you doing? And yet, I know for a fact that Laura Ingraham said, this is hurting all of us. He's destroying his legacy. 6 hours later on Fox, she was like, yeah, we want more. Go, change, storm the Capitol. Exactly. Yeah. That's what it was. So again, it's just that this whole mixture of bullshittery, bro. Like, I can't even get away from it. Donald Trump is guilty of every crime you could probably think about when it comes to government and treason. I mean, here's another example. So, dude ignored cries from his own people to make this stop.
So they're calling for him to condemn what happened?
Not what happened, to stop it. To tell people, don't go to
get on Twitter.
Get the hell out of here. Chill out. Bro. And people died.
Yeah.
People died. Had their lives changed.
Yep.
He was like, we love you.
Yeah. This man should never be allowed to run again if he's not tried for treason or something like that. And I hate talking about politics. But, because nothing we say is gonna, no matter what we say, some asshole or some dickhead, I'm sorry, I'm talking bad, but somebody is gonna hate us for it, no matter what we say about him. But honestly, if this was like 1800s, I think somebody like Trump would be like pulled out of the White House and shot by his own freaking people, maybe.
I believe that text was from Junior too. Like, I mean, this was as serious as they get. They were storming the Capitol.
It's gone too far.
It's gone too far. You said it. One cop died. One person died on their side. I can't think of, one rioter was shot and killed. So again, this was as serious as it get. And Donald Trump, whether he took it serious or not, is guilty of insurrection, like lighting the ignition. Like, I know there's
if you sit there and say if Kanye West got on Twitter and said everybody should go to the Capitol and storm the freaking White House, and it happened, Kanye West's ass would be in prison.
Federal prison.
What else do you need?
So, and I don't know the damn law, but there's a law behind that, inciting a riot or insurrection, something to that effect. So, yeah, and I think there's a little bit of that here too. So whatever. I think there's a double standard there, and that's kind of where we're getting more. Mark Meadows is not in trouble for these messages, of course. Yeah. He's in trouble because, he was supposed to, right? He gave up all this evidence, gave up all this information, and then all of a sudden said, "No, I'm no longer cooperating."
Contempt of Congress, I think, is the charge.
So he was. They know he obviously was involved in certain crimes, or at least knew of, and then decided, I'm no longer going to be cooperating. So now they're like, oh, okay, well, you don't want to cooperate, fine. We're going to force you to cooperate. We're going to throw you in jail. And it seems like, man, these supporters of freaking Donald Trump are hardcore. They're like Michael Jackson fans. It's freaking crazy out there for Donald Trump, man. We got to think of the names. Trumpers, I guess, are the names of these guys. But the bigger issue that is kind of arising out of this that I don't think enough people are talking about, but some conversations are starting to have, is these penalties, right? We spoke about
2 months.
Right? The lady from Houston. Well, there's disparities between the people who got arrested during the Black Lives Matter protests and the people that got arrested during the Trump protests.
I got more than 2 months for driving with a suspended license.
Really?
This is true. This is true.
That is
They try to give me 120 days.
Yeah.
That's 4 months for driving a suspended license. So you're telling me that I can storm the Capitol building in this country and get less time? Well, then again, I'm a couple shades darker than those folks. Yeah. So you know, it's all right when it's all white.
Hey, I didn't say it. Yeah. All right. So look, how many people do you think were arrested at the Capitol riots? By the way, there were hundreds, few hundred. I think there was over 400 people there. How many people do you think?
Handful.
Excuse me. 200 and no, go ahead, please.
I'm going to say 20, 30 they got so far.
They have 52 people were arrested so far during the Washington, D.C. Not during, but as a result of it. 52 people when there was hundreds of people there. So let me give you some numbers here. May 30th and June 2nd, 2020 was the height of these racial protests. Okay, about 427 unrest related. That's the term that they're using for arrest. So about 427 unrest related arrests were made in DC, including 24 juveniles. The police department says. So these are Black Lives Matter protests in the same damn city.
Yep.
You know what I mean? So on June 1st alone, more than five, and this is from Forbes, if anybody wants to know. On June 1st alone, more than 5 times the number of people were arrested than on the day of the Capitol. So 289. So we're saying, well, you know what? We're talking about months here. No, on one day. So at the Capitol, one day, it took them months. It's still to this day. This was January 6th.
Yeah.
Almost a year later, it's taken them almost a year to arrest 52 people. In one day, they arrested freaking 289 people in Washington, D.C. alone, including, like I said, more than 24 freaking juveniles.
Come on.
I'm telling you, Chris Rock said it a long time ago. It's all right because it's all white.
I mean,
listen, you could say what you want, and people are quick to say, oh, everything, you play the race card, whatever. But the proof's in the pudding, bro.
I mean, it's the numbers. Numbers don't freaking lie.
If that was the Crips and Bloods storming the Capitol, there wouldn't have been arrests. It'd have been a bloodbath.
The military would have came in.
They'd have shot every last one of them jokers.
We don't want it to be about race. We hate talking about being.
They keep making it about race.
We wish it wasn't about
race. We ain't make it that way. We just talking about it.
But to deny that it isn't about race is ignorant, and you're part of the problem. Okay, it's asinine, it's ignorant, it's willful ignorant, all of that shit. Those numbers are ridiculous. So it's not a matter of can they do it, is if do they want to do it. So again, what's the difference? What's the difference? Like, it doesn't get any worse than storming the federal Capitol.
Yeah. I mean, seriously,
it really doesn't.
And we're not the only ones to believe it. Okay, Representative Marcia Fudge, I don't know, the Democrat out of Ohio. She said that there's no question that there's a double standard. She was quoted here from them saying there's no question double standard between how police treat Black Lives Matter protesters last summer and how they treated pro-Trump supporters. Stark contrast. And not only is it messed up, like the number of arrests, not only are the disparities like ridiculously high, the penalties, we talked about it, right? 2 freaking days. 2 days, 2 freaking months. 2 months for being involved in this. Yeah. I mean, are you kidding me? Right now, the Associated Press has reviewed over 300 federal cases involving protests following the murder of George Floyd. Okay. And some people, more than 70 of the people in these cases received an average of 27 months in prison. And at least 10 of them have been sentenced to 5 years in prison. Okay. So
what's the difference? Let's play. What's the difference? You know what I mean? Like, come on. It's so obvious that it's annoying. Like it's well, I hate it. I hate it. I wish it wasn't this way. And yet this country, like, people see the black skin as a weapon. Like the skin, the color of their skin, the color of us brown is the initial reaction is fear and danger. And I wish it wasn't that way. But look at the result of that. It's clear and obvious. They arrested all of them because they're dark. They arrested 50-50. Or this, okay, that's very true. But again, once you're in the group, they don't see the difference. You know what I mean? It's obvious, bro.
Yeah.
It's obvious.
No, I mean, these people got hit hard with charges. Most of the people, at least 19 of the 52 so far, at least 19 of the over 50 people that were charged in the Capitol riots have already pleaded down to lesser crimes. They're being charged with insurrection. Okay, and they've already pleaded down to lower things like misdemeanors. They're getting deals. They're getting deals. Someone died. A freaking police officer, a Capitol police officer died because of these freaking animals. Because these idiots.
Tyrone and Junebug would have been charged with murder.
And these guys got 2 months, bro.
I want somebody to check.
They're getting deals.
Find me a Black Lives Matter riot or anything like that. We're not property, because we know what happened to property. They burn shit down, okay? But when that somebody died as a direct result of that, I would like to see that, because I bet you it's not that, if at all. Because I don't remember seeing one death related to any Black Lives Matter.
I have no idea. I can't say.
I'm sure there were, but
exactly. I think it's a bold statement because I really don't know. But I think that people are getting tired. You know, people are getting tired of the riots, but people are tired of reason to riot, for having reasons to riot. I mean, we just saw a Rittenhouse walk, and this wasn't a black on white or white on black thing. He killed white people, but he still walked after freaking killing 2 people and injuring one at a protest he had no business being at. He got nothing.
What about
people complaining about this? You're hearing about this lady who's got the privilege, got the money to sit there and hire a prison consultant because of freaking 2 months and a minimum security. You think these guys in the Black Lives Matter protests are going to minimum security prisons for 5 years?
You think they're getting a chance to prepare for prison?
Yeah,
no. Come on, bro.
It's simple.
Go straight to jail. Do not pass go. Do not collect $200. Take your ass to jail.
There ain't enough weed in the world for this kind of shit. That's all I'm saying. It's crazy. Like, I don't want to have a down note, but it just is real. Like, people, like you said, we don't want to make it about race. We're not making it about race. Y'all are making it about race. The numbers don't lie.
Every day we're gonna hear something new about January 6th. January 6th, COVID kind of messed us up, man. We are so numb to everything these days, man. I'm watching Narcos with you, and I'm just like, you know what I mean? We're so numb to it, but yeah, this is real. Like, treason. You look at treason is death, like punishable by death. You can get the fucking death penalty for what they did.
Hey, could you imagine?
Treason's a hard charge,
Could you imagine
because you can only have treason if you're at war with another country, and then you are literally a person who is selling secrets to that country.
Sure. It doesn't get any closer to fucking treason.
It might be hard to prove, and I don't think anybody was charged with treason. But
they should have at least been charged with insurrection.
Exactly.
Yeah, but I mean, like I said, could you imagine? Think about this. Trump wins the election, and all the black folks storm the Capitol and create a disturbance like that. What do you think would happen?
It's not hard to imagine.
The fucking F-18s or whatever those things are.
Yeah.
Mowing everybody down. It is what it is. But you know what?
The race thing in this country is ingrained in its DNA.
Yeah.
And until we do something about it, everybody, white, black, we're the only ones that can change this. It's gonna be like that forever. It's kind of sad. Yeah.
We got to keep right. Our voices is all we have, so we got to keep.
But on that note,
on that note, we got to run.
Yeah, let's get out of
here. I guess
we have to.
We gotta run. Our time is up, sir. When we come back next week, hopefully we'll have a special guest. I won't spoil it.
Yeah. We definitely
won't spoil it, but we'll have somebody special on the
okay.
show, and we'll put some teasers out there before. So make sure you guys tune in. If you did watch, we really, really appreciate you. Thank you very much for the comments, the likes, all that good stuff. Like, share, tell your friends. We just want an opportunity to entertain you, so we appreciate doing that. So thank you very much for next Wednesday. We love you guys.
Deuces.
PodHeads.
Yo.